Oh,
Oops.
oh, my only job in the world, and I forgot to do it. Oh,
Uh-oh.
You're still on vacation mode. That's what I. Okay, we're recording. Everybody see the red dot? Please say yes. Okay.
Yes.
So I've gotten, like I said, us, we MSIs, we monitor all the chats. So to make sure that if there's a question that comes across, it's snowing. Oh, good job. Put your hat on.
Yuck.
Okay.
Don't
All
send it over here.
All right, I was getting ready to say, Pat, get ready.
No. Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat said they got 47 snowflakes in Georgia.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that was, I think it was David. He said Georgia. That's why I was thinking we weren't going to get it, because if it comes through Georgia, North Carolina usually will get it. If it comes from the mountains areas, it kind of bypasses us because the mountains kind of shelter us.
Right.
But that was my granddaughter. Her mom brought her over today. We weren't supposed to have them today, but she dropped them off, and that's what she come running in. Mama, it's snowing.
You just hold on to it now.
Okay. All right, back on topic. So what we're going to be doing is, like I said, I've just been noticing a lot in the chats. I've been getting some emails for about 4 or 5 different students that you're going in and modifying your pages, and then when you go back to try to find your page, you can't find it. And more than likely, it's 1 or 2 factors. You've changed your title, and you've changed your focus keyword, but you neglected to change your slug. So you're looking for your keyword based on your new one, and you can't find it, or you're searching a title based on your permalink, and your permalink is not related to your title because you forgot to change the slug. So you won't find your page. It'll come up as a 404 or 403 or page not found error. So we're going to be going over some of that. And so I'm going to show you the easiest way to fix that. And let's see, this is a page we don't have anymore. And some people still have it in there, some people don't.
I've seen that.
But we don't have it because this company is still valid on ClickBank. The thing about it is on ClickBank, if you go to sign up for it, they send you to their site, and there's a contract they want you to sign before they will allow you to use their link. And in that contract, they want you to guarantee them at least a minimum of $1,200 sales a month, gross sales a month.
Wow.
We don't guarantee anybody money. Right. Nobody. Not even our own students. You have the potential to make it based on what you are willing to work in your website and on your business as far as advertising, word of mouth, different things like that.
Oh, wow,
but yeah, so other than that, if you have background noise, can you mute yourself? I'm hearing myself echo. So yeah, if everybody could just mute out unless you have a question, that would just help me stay on target and not have so many distractions. So what you there again. So what you need to do. No problem, dear. You know it's always recorded, so you can go back and look for it. So I've noticed that so don't go to numerology. Like I said, just there's plenty other things out there for sleep studies, for, get better sleep and things like this. I never modified this page. I think it's always been in draft since I got it, because I just didn't have nothing to do with it. So what most of us do is when we come in here, I'm going to go ahead and publish this page. When we come in to a page, we look and see that we are going to edit this page because we are already in it. You will see where it says update. If you are on a page and it says update, that means that you're just coming in here modifying this page. You're going to update it. It's already a published page. That means that you have to change this slug manually. You have to change your focus key phrase manually. Everything needs to be manually changed. I have found this quick little trick that helps you do that. If you switch the page you are editing to draft, it will unpublish the page and it will put it in draft mode. That means that you can come in here and change out your key phrase and remove your permalink, your slug right here, And as you change things, it will fix it for you. So I'm going to come up to Jaxie up here. And those of you that don't have Jaxie, you have up to 30 free searches. You can use that, change out to if you have more than one email, use each different email. If you have your instructor that has Jaxie, get with them. Paul usually sends out different lists. You can always Skype me and say, hey, I'm doing this topic. Can you send me some terms? I'll be more than happy to do that because this is a paid program if you want the full benefits of it. So I'm going to put in better sleep and see what we have. All right, so how you use Jaxie is, so better sleep, there's an average of 800 people that search this word. Out of that, 137 will come to your site. And now the QSR tells you how many competing websites are using this same key phrase. And this is your SEO, so that's saying that if you beat out these people, and yours ranked #1, you have a 76% chance of getting on the first 2 or 3 pages for search. So what you want to do is you want to look for the highest average traffic rate with the lowest QSR and the highest SEO. And sometimes you'll look and you'll say, oh, I only get 9 people that will search my site. But guess what? 9 people, if they like your site, will refer it to 9 more, different things like that. So we're just going to go through here and search. So this one is 142. I still think that's too many. So let's go through here and see. So this one, see, like here, better sleeping tips. There's still 100 websites out there, but you got a 95% chance. There's going to be 10 people coming to your site. This one, again, tips for better sleep. You got 176 people. There's 148. So you got an 88% chance rate, which is still good, considering the amount of traffic that's coming. That's still kind of low. So I think, and I don't want to do anything with pillows. Let's see what this one is. And the other thing about picking a good title or a good key phrase is you want to make sure that you can make good sentences with it. See, I try not to do anything that's around 80. I always like to keep. See, that one's a good one, but it's just too low. So I'm going to come back up here. And let's pick one of these.
Why isn't that QSR? All the times when we've used these things, even with Paul, when you hit it, that line came up. Like, why aren't they automatically there? Why do you need to click on it for?
Because if you have the free version, it will only give you the top ones. And with mine, because of the way I've searched for the top rated, so it gives me the top rated. But if I want all of them, then I have to manually click them. So what you have to remember is if you are not using the paid version, if you're using the free version, anytime you click one that is not already open, it can go against your free trial. Yeah. So with me, I just click on this and it will highlight and open all of them. If I just come to it just by searching a word, it will automatically open the most prominent ones. So, all right. All right.
Thank
so
you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to use something, like I said, that I know, like this one, better sleep tips. Better sleep tips. There's 128 people that search for this in a month. 22 people will come to my site. Look at here, there's nobody using that keyword. Nobody in a website. But better sleep tips, can I use that in a good sentence? Can I use that in a good topic phrase? I'm not sure, because I know me, I'll change it up a little bit, which is fine. It will still use the word sleep. But it's not going to be sleep tips. That's the thing. I'm not going to do sleep tips, although I probably could.
Why wouldn't you do the exact thing? I'm confused.
Because it's not grammatically correct. I
Oh.
want to say better sleeping tips, not
Okay.
better sleep tips.
Oh, okay.
So that's just me. I'm just anal that way.
But if
Well,
that
and
many people are hitting on it, there must be some.
Yeah, there's some people out there searching for it. So that's why I say it's totally up to you when you get them. Because usually what I would do is take a screenshot of this. If somebody say, hey, I want to write a topic on sleeping, then I would do a screenshot of this, send it to the student, and then they have the option to choose what they want to use.
Gotcha.
I just know me, I wouldn't use that, because I would like this one, better sleeping tips, which is what I
that's what you
said.
just mentioned.
Then all of a sudden it jumps from 0 to 100 people using that term. But look at the search. The average search is cut in almost half, if not almost a third, just by going from sleep to sleeping. It changed the search.
That is so strange.
It is. So again, you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want to compete with this, or do you want to compete with this? Do you want a more traffic coming to your site with less competition, or do you want a better key phrase and have more competition and less searches? So again, it's totally up to you. I can make this work, and I think I will, just so we can go and say.
Just
So
I think, I mean,
yeah,
just
so this is going to be better sleep tips.
I know it's going to kill you, but
It will. It will, but I'm going to show that you can use just about anything. I just want to make sure that you use the exact keyword. So whenever you ask for a Jaxie list from whomever you get it from, make sure that you use the exact key phrase that they show you. Don't alter it, because if you alter it, you're changing your key search. Because like I said, I would use sleeping instead of sleep. But again, you want to look at your search, how it changes, how it drops. You go from 56 to 128 just by adding ing. It changes the whole pattern of how they're searching. So that's one of the things you want to make sure, that if you're using a search engine program, that you use the exact key phrase that they're showing you. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to come here, and on my slug, I'm going to type the same thing. And as you can see, as I changed it here, it changed it here. All right. So you have to make sure you change that whenever you change your focus key phrase. Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to come here and change this title. It's not going to be numerology.
Does that also mean that you're going to be changing that down below, the Skeptics Worldwide? And
All this is
changing
going to change. Yeah, we're going to change the whole thing, because this is all talking about numerology. I'm not talking about numerology. I'm talking about better sleep.
Right.
So,
you've changed it now.
huh?
You've changed. Okay. In other words, you can just have better sleep tips and then add something, and it'll stay in that category still.
Yep. Because see, what I'm doing right now is I changed my focus key phrase, because I know numerology is not there anymore. It's gone.
Right.
I'm not using it. So I don't need to have numerology as my key phrase. So I'm using better sleep tips as my key phrase. And then I'm going to use that as my slug, so that when people search, they're going to search better sleep tips. My website is going to come up in the search.
But your title Was
But my
extended.
title can be anything I want it as long as I use that exact key phrase.
All right.
Well, but then you enhanced it. You know,
Yeah.
you went, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So as long as the beginning part is exactly the same, you can add words to
You
it.
can. I can put it anywhere. I can say,
That's what I was fixing to ask. Can you put it
Yeah.
anywhere in that?
Oh.
so as long as this key phrase is in this title, I'm good.
I
Doesn't
got
matter
you.
where it shows up, and it has to be together exactly the way it is in my focus key phrase. So if
Yeah.
my focus key phrase says better sleep tips, I have to have it better sleep tips. I
Right.
can't say for a better night's sleep, here's tips. That won't work.
All right.
Gotcha.
But it also has to be in the first sentence of your first
Yep.
paragraph, correct?
Yep. So what I'm going to
Okay.
do is I'm going to go and start a paragraph block.
I tell you a funny story while you're writing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've discovered Pie Wacket that, you know, she and I share the bedroom. And
Mhm.
at night when I can't sleep, I put my, you know, my computer on and I watch a movie or something. And I've discovered after like, what is she doing? She'll make a little noise, you know, at night, she's covered up, and also she'll go, I've got the thing too loud. I turn it down, she stops. So she's now like a partner, like sharing my room going, turn it down, lady.
Who is she?
Oh,
Pie
my parents.
Wacket's her parrot.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
she's
And I thought I
amazing.
had a strange name for my parrot, Flipper.
Anyway, I thought I'd share that.
Yes. So I've started with this, and as you can see, I've actually given myself some ideas on what I want to write about, on how to, because my whole point is tips on better night's sleep. So I've given myself in my first paragraph my pointers. Okay, I'm going to be talking about how to, you know, diversifying the temperature in your room, getting a new mattress, maybe getting a new pillow. So what I always do, and this is me, is I go ahead just like I would be writing a paper in class. Okay, so that's going to be one topic. And then I'm going to come and do another header and do and then my next one that I talked about was and by now it's going to be telling me that I need to use my focus key phrase in a header. So I'm going to put it right here. And another thing that we can talk about is
Hello, talk, Sheila.
pillow talk. Yes. See,
my
got you
my
thinking.
head went a different direction
So
there.
now
What are you
you're going to
talking
be
about?
thinking, what is she talking about? Pillow talk. I'm going to be talking about pillows. But see, that's what you want to think about when you're writing a page. You know, go outside your box. You know, make people think, what is she talking about? Pillow talk. Again, you can go in so many different directions, but you're going to think, well, my direction is yeah, I got you thinking about pillow talk. Okay, what is it? You know, is she going to be going in the sexual direction, or how is she going to use this? Pillow talk. Your pillow talks to you. It talks to me. Okay, hey, I'm not right where you need to be. I want more under the neck, you know, or I need you, you know, to prop up. I need 2 instead of 1. Let me put 1 here in your stomach, you know. Pillow talk. How does your pillow talk to you? So that's how I'm going to be leading in that direction. But make your titles or your headers, you know, stand out, you know, make it a little bit controversial so people will keep reading. You don't want it to be humdrum. So you want to bring yourself out. If you are a little comical and a little innuendo-y like me, that's my new word, you know, throw that in there to get people reading. They're going to, because most people when they come, they skim your page and see, hey, what sticks out. Like Maria said, you know, pillow talk. Oh, what's that? Boom, they're going to be reading it. So throw little sidelines in your pages like that. That is going to go completely outside the norm from what people are thinking, but it's going to be an interest topic that they're going to go, oh, what does she mean by that? Or what did they mean by that? That they're going to read. And then next thing you know, they're reading your whole page. Because it's something that sparked their interest. So it doesn't matter if it's at the beginning, the middle, the end, just something that's going to be still relative to what your page is writing about, but also a little dramatic, so to speak. So again, so I've talked about temperature, new mattress, pillow talk. So now we're going to go clothes for the occasion. So night clothes again. So I already know based on, so let me see what they have in here. And can I read this? Numerology. So I don't want to use this because this is taking stuff off. So you know what? I'm just going to take this out. And I'm just going to remove this block. So there's that. So now look, all of a sudden my readability went green. So my score is up. I've used enough passive. I got consecutive sentences. My subheading is great. Paragraph length, which I don't have but 1, and my sentence length. So far is good, but my SEO is terrible. And I can tell you, number 1, I don't have enough words. So let's look at my SEO. So no outbound links, no internal links, no meta description. My key phrase in subheadings. So it's telling me I need to use more. I only have 1. I have 4 subheadings. I don't have any pictures. My text length's only 96. And key phrase in your title. Not all the words in your key phrase, better sleep tips, appear in your SEO. So let me see what's different. Better sleep tips. See, it jumped back to this. I don't know why it did that. So we're going to go and change this again.
I think maybe because you didn't save it.
Yeah, but I never changed anything, so it should have left it in there. So could just be a glitch.
That is strange.
Yeah. Now I got to remember what I wrote.
Look at your first sentence. A restful night's sleep.
Yeah, thank you.
The first sentence, you put it all in there.
No, you wrote better sleep tips for a restful night.
No, she changed it. Restful night's
It
sleep.
was either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you had.
There you go.
All right.
There we go. So, and then you can just save your draft as always. and it should keep everything in there. The other thing I've noticed too is, and Miss Constance has this, we don't know why, but if you go to save anything and it doesn't save, it just keeps flashing, saving, saving, saving. Up here where it says cache, we always tell you to go and delete your cache in your computer, which you need to do about once a month, because your cache is where it houses everything that you've searched on your computer. It's stored in that cache. And it's sort of like a backup memory. Well, it can get full. When it gets full, it slows down your computer a lot, especially if you're like me, where you're searching a lot of things and you're researching and doing the things and saving things. It's all in your cache. So you need to clear your cache and your computer out about once a month. If you're, with me, I do mine about every 2 weeks. But on your system, you have a cache too. So anytime you come in and change a page or change something in your system or add a page or do anything in your system, it saves it as well.
Let me get your yogurt. You sit down.
Excuse me, whoever's talking, could you just mute yourself in the background? Thank you. So you want to come in here if you're having that issue where you're trying to save a page that you're working on and it won't save. First, copy your page, your whole page. Just hit Control A and Control C. That copies your whole page. And then you can either paste it in a Word document or put it on your Google Doc, either one. And then come up here and delete your cache. And just click on that and it will tell you what you need to delete, and just click delete cache and it will take off any unused things that you're not using. And then just go back in, hit refresh your system, come back to your system, and then you should be able to save whatever it was you were at. I've just found that works. It's worked for the students that I've used it on or used it with. So just go back and double check that if you're having issues with saving anything on your system. Go back and, because I know a lot of people never look at that. They delete whatever's in their computer, but they don't delete what's in their system. So delete that first, and it should help you with your saving your information.
Sheila, when I did that, it took some of my stuff off my pages, like pictures.
It shouldn't have. So go through and just make sure that you have saved those pictures. It might, if it's not, if it's an older picture, it doesn't fit a format, or if you brought the picture in without saving it to your media first or downloading it to your media, because sometimes I'll drop and drag it straight to my media file, and that's considered a copy. So it might delete things like that. So it shouldn't, but if it does, I don't know why it would do that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sheila, I looked the other day, I was doing a post and it wouldn't save it. And I went right to my cache. There was 000 and it still wouldn't stop flashing. So.
But did you delete anyway, even though it said 0?
Yes, I did. Yes, ma'am.
It still didn't do it?
Nope.
We'll have to get on that, because every time I send it to Matt, he can't find it, and it doesn't do it with me.
Oh.
So, but we'll figure it out. But
Okay.
most of the time that should fix it.
I know.
Yeah. So do that. So we're going to go ahead, and I have my topics. So I got my key paragraph that I want to talk about. So adjusting temperature. So I'm going to come here and just open a classic block. And if you don't have these in your most used, just come down here to your formatting, and you will find your classic block there. You will find your code, your tables, a bunch of different things that you can use. You can go to your common blocks, where you'll find the ones that most people use or that I use all the time, which will be like your paragraph, your heading, your image, your gallery. So if you don't have them in your most used, and just scroll down into the other formats and find them.
There's
So I'm
newspaper in there. I'll take them.
okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to start writing about temperature. See, so here's where this is going to come in with me. So I have to figure out how to use this. Exactly.
Did you make your pointer purple yet?
No, I hadn't got that far yet.
I can think of a few more expressive words.
I know it.
My daughter told me that if I didn't go through menopause back when she was a teenager, she didn't want to be around me when I did. And I said, no, I said that period of time was due to you, child. So I haven't been through menopause. I don't know what that
Yeah.
feels like yet. And I keep muting myself back because I laugh out loud some of the stuff you put it on there.
All right, so I put a little personal touch into this, but it also explains how, you know, your body temperature can go through there. I'm also going to put in here like actually, I'm going to change it. I'm going to copy that because this can segue into a mattress, getting a new mattress. I'll put this in here.
You know, they ought to invent some kind of sleeping, like a little sack that you can make it cooler. You know, if you sleep on this like little liquid.
They're
stuff-
advertising this bed. I can't remember the name of it. That's supposed to have a cooling effect on it. We
Yep.
have like the My Pillow. I have the My Pillow pillows, and I love them. They are absolutely. I mean, they're a little
Have you
pricey.
gotten the sheets yet?
No, that's what I told my husband. They actually came out with the pillow topper at Christmas and sheets, and that's one of the things is that they're saying is that it's supposed to have that like that cooling effect.
I mean,
So
that would be such a, I mean, why hasn't someone thought of that?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Go
excuse
ahead,
me.
Miss Constance.
Man. Seriously, that, I mean, well,
Okay, so then I'm talking about that. That's not right. I hear a topic in there, a page in there, Miss Constance. That's a whole page right there.
well, no, which one?
Why hasn't anybody thought about cooling effects for
Ugh.
mattresses? You know, especially for those having menopause issues, you know, or night sweats, because night sweats in itself is a whole different issue for people, men and women, especially if you're overweight. Night sweats is a killer, you know. So that's one thing that I don't miss by losing all this weight is I had severe night sweats. I mean, it was just horrible. So yeah, so now I'm contemplating getting a new mattress. So there's that. So guess what? Now I can talk about getting a new mattress. And again, we're going to come here and I'm going to do this one. I'm just going to do in paragraph block. And I'm going to talk about getting a new mattress. All right, let's see what we got in the chat. Yes, I will show you how to do the links for it. So if you have an older mattress, it might be time to place it. The experts say that any mattress.
Where do you find the experts? Do we just go online and?
Well, because I've recently purchased a mattress, they tell you, and even if you listen to mattress commercials, they will tell you if you have a mattress that's from 8 to 10 years old, it's too old. It actually weighs about 50 to 60 pounds heavier than it did when you bought it from Night Sweat Skin, just your body getting rid of stuff while you sleep. So if you have a mattress and turning it over doesn't help it much, other than just shifting the body weight, because a lot of people say, well, flip your mattress, flip your mattress. Actually, all that does is it adjusts the springs in your mattress so that instead of your back hurting on the right side, now it hurts on the left side, because then your body will conform to the way that one is. So, but yeah, you know, if you have a spring mattress, then yes, they recommend that you flip it so that the mattress and the spring stay. But if your mattress is 8 to 10 years old, then it's just like your body, it's lost the elasticity, the foam starting to deteriorate in it, and it doesn't give you the support. So they say change your mattresses about every 8 to 10 years is what.
And where do you start looking for good recommendations that aren't biased?
Just Google it, you know, or talk to people that have them. We actually have the mattress firm up here, the Mattress Factory, and they actually sent us on a tour of their firm. They make the mattresses there in their warehouse, and we saw how they made them. And we, you know, a lot of the places now, when you go to buy a mattress, some of them will give you like a 30-day trial that you can actually sleep on the mattress for 30 days before you commit to purchasing it. So it just depends. And if they have a layout of the mattress of how it actually looks inside, you want to make sure that if they have coils that they're wrapped. A lot of places don't wrap their coils, so that's why the mattress deteriorates or you get the squeaking sound when you get in and off the bed. But you want to make sure that the coils are wrapped. A lot of people are going to the foam padding or the gel pads. Just remember that when you go to the gel pads, that it is a material that's going to deteriorate from heat and weather sensitivity. So, and of course, I did do research on mattresses.
I was about to say, hello.
Yeah. So y'all know me. I research everything. That's whenever my husband says he wants to go buy something, I was like, okay, let me take. I'll get back with you and let me know what I find out. But yeah. Um, so that's the one thing, and I'm gonna put that in here. I can't spell.
Don't look at me. I got a ride, my spine shots that I got the other day. And
Yes.
lovely man was reading a book, and I'm going, gee, a book. Isn't that terrible? I mean, I'm either audio listening to a book or movies. My ADHD, I just don't sit down anymore and read books.
Oh, I do. Especially if I know we're going on a beach trip, just like my husband, we're planning to go on to the Bahamas in November. I already got my books. I have to have a physical book in my hand. I have tons of Kindles and iPads, but when I am relaxing, I want my book. I got to have my book. It's just something about turning that page.
I absolutely love the turning of the page. You remember your page number in case the wind blows.
Yeah,
Otherwise you have to go digging through to find where
yeah,
you last.
it's about
you last
turning that
saw.
page.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually put in here about some research. All right, so now let me go down here and look and see what my SEO is telling me I need to fix. So key phrases, so still telling me something about my subheadings, meta description, image attribute. So these I can get rid of real quick. So let me go up here and hit save draft. Haven't saved that for a while. Better sleep tips for restful night. So let's go down here and see. Use more. Okay, so it's still telling me I need to put that. So let's go in here and go ahead and do my snippet. The other thing is that you want to do, and I've seen some people when they post their pages, they want me to critique. I don't get to see their whole title. You want to make sure that whenever you're doing an SEO title, that when you come and look at your SEO and look at your snippet, that this line is green. If it's orange or red, orange means it's too short. Sometimes you can get away with that. If it's red, that means it's too long, going this way, and that means they're not going to see your whole title. You never want that to be an issue. You want them to be able to see your whole title. If it's too short, that's okay, but you never want it to be too long, because if they can't read your whole title, most of the time they're not going to click on it to see what it says. So you always want to make sure that your SEO title is in green. All right, so then I'm going to come down here into my meta description, and you want to make sure that your meta description is in your key phrase. It doesn't have to repeat your title. They already see your title. Your meta description is basically going to explain in 2 short sentences exactly what your page is going to be about using your key phrase. All right. So, and that's all you want. It doesn't matter if it goes all the way to the end. You want to type until it's green, but it still tells them, number one, what your topic's going to be about. Give them a few hints of what's in in your page, and make sure you're using your key phrase. And then I'm just going to hit Save Draft. And if you want to finish your thought and you're writing and typing your information out and it's still green, and then you get to the end and you have to put a punctuation mark, be it a period, an exclamation, question mark, or whatever, and it turns it from green to orange, leave the punctuation off the last of the sentence. It doesn't really matter. That you just want to make sure that they can read your full content. If this turns into red, you got too much. Most people are not going to click on it to see what your meta description is. If they can't find what they're looking for in the first few sentences, they're going to go to the next one. So you want to make sure that, number one, your complete title is seen. Number two, you want to make sure that they can read your meta description. And you see here where it is highlighting key phrases. So anybody that's searched for the word sleep, sleeping tips, or better sleep tips, my page is going to be in their search. So Google is already pulling out key phrases that people are already searching and letting you know, hey, you got good search terms in here that people's going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for the word sleep. They're going to be looking for sleep tips. So it's in there. They're going to be able to see it. All right, so now I got to do another, so we're going to come in here. All right, so I got about the mattress. And so now we're going to talk about pillow talk. And I might go ahead and put it in here. And that should help with that. So see, now I'm green and green, but I'm not finished with my page. So I can always come up here with this and it will tell me my content structure. I've got 374 words. I got 4 headers, 3 paragraphs, and 8 blocks. So again, you have your basic outline, which is how I write. I write through outlines. According to Google, you want to have at least 300 words for any published page before they will even pick it up. So I got 374. I know I'm not finished. I'll probably have twice that many by the time I'm finished. So I'm going to come here. Let's see.
Would you say the number was for Google?
You got to have a minimum of 300 words.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So now I'm going to come here to my pillow talk. And we're going to use just a basic paragraph on this one. And I'm going to talk about pillow talk.
Sheila, I just sent you something on chat, a site I just found.
Okay.
Could be really interesting.
Okay. I'll have a look at it. Don't let me forget. Okay. Send it to my Skype too, in case I forget to copy this.
I think I just did.
Thank you, dear. Okay. So we're going to talk about pillow talk. And I'm going to go kind of funny on this.
Sheila,
Hmm.
as you can see, is just as important as having the right.
I left one out.
Is just as
It
important.
is just as.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'll go back and proofread it. Sometimes I won't, because as y'all know, I'm anal about my pages, but I also know that as a general public, people don't want to read a perfect page. They feel intimidated by it. Some people do. The majority of people do. They feel like, that whoever's writing feels that they're better. So you want to, if you come across a mistake in your page that's really simple, leave it. Don't make your page so perfect that it might make people not want to read it. Let them see some imperfection and flaws that you have. They relate better that way. That don't mean you go through the whole thing and purposely make it grammatically incorrect. But if you do run across some, most of the times I'll reread my page one time. If I don't find it or it don't jump out at me, I don't worry about it, and I'll put it out and say, hey, can y'all read? I'll put it on one of the chats, and somebody will come back and say, well, you got this and this and this, and it's all kind. And you know what? I'll thank them for it, but I'll leave it, because if I'm skimming through it and I don't see it, most times somebody else won't, especially if it's a topic that they're interested in. They're not going to pick out all the flaws, but they'll pick out that it's not flawed. Trust me, they will. They'll pick out that it's too perfect. And you don't want them to ever think that it's so perfect that it sounds salesy. You want them to always get the feeling that this is something that you're talking about from experience. That's why when I advertise my website, I never use the word website. I say blog, because it relaxes people. It tells them that I'm not coming here trying to sell you something. I'm telling you a story based on my life and what I experienced. And there's some things in here I can give you access to. It relaxes people. When they hear the word website, they automatically thinking somebody's trying to sell me something.
Right.
So it depends on where you're advertising and who you're talking to on the terminology that you use to promote your website. If I'm going on advertising companies, like LinkedIn, I use website because that's what people do. Those are professional people. If I'm on Facebook, I tell them, or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, I tell them to go to my blog. If I'm advertising on the free sites and I'm marketing it as a business page, which I have several in my website, I use the word website. But if I'm going to community or personable or for sale stuff, I use blog. So it depends on how you feel about things, on how you perceive it, on how you market your website. You just want to make sure that however you're marketing it, you're comfortable with it. All right, so there's that. So I've talked about my temperature. I've talked about the mattress pad. I've talked about pillow talk. And now I'm going to talk about clothing.
Sheila, I sent you that site, and there's this wonderful picture of this new invention of this bed thing, but I don't want to have any of the, I think I've asked you this before, and I want to show a picture of what I'm about to talk about, but I can't have any of the logos showing or.
No. Whenever what I call a clean picture, you want to have a clean picture. So you want to make sure, number one, it's not a copyrighted picture, which means it has their logo on it. It's exclusively for them. You also it'll have a watermark on it. So you don't want to use anything that's pertaining to that company unless you have permission to market that company. Like with our CJ, stuff like in there, we have permission to market their banner. So any banner that we pull off of there, we can use it. Any picture that we have that's on there, we can use that in our website because we are marketing for them. If you're not an affiliate of that company and you pull off their picture and you use it on your site and it has their logo on it, you could get in trouble for copyright infringements.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. These are just pictures. Anyway, you know what? I sent you the site, and maybe just help me out, because the pictures I'm looking at can be cut out and there's no logo. It just shows someone sleeping.
If there's nothing on there that pertains to that company and it's not watermarked, then you can use it.
Okay, even though it's a picture of the actual object. Like it's a picture of the.
If you can market it, if you have a marketing item that's similar to it, then yeah. You don't want to put anything on your website that you yourself don't have access to market, or market something similar to it.
Okay, so just talk about it and not.
Yeah, like I actually have mattress and pillow companies. I actually have a home security that controls thermostat and temperature controls. So that's why I know I can market and say things about this. But even if I didn't and I still wanted to talk about it, that don't mean I have to have a picture about it.
Okay.
Yeah, if I don't have a link, I can still give them useful information. So that's the other thing. Just because you might not have a marketing or affiliate for the information that you have, that doesn't mean you can't use it. Google likes you to have relevant information that people just come to and read. You don't have to have an affiliate for it. You don't have to have a picture for it. If it's good material that you can relate to other people, use it. And only use the pictures on things that you actually have access to. And same thing with links. You don't have to have a picture for every paragraph. You don't have to have a picture for every topic that you're talking about in that paragraph. Google likes you to have things on there that says, hey, I can relate to that. There's other people that can relate to that. So even if I didn't have anything in here that talked about, that I had a company that sold thermostats, that sold ways to regulate temperature, I could still use this information because it's talking about my experience. It's still valid information. So I don't have to put a picture in here. I don't have to put a link in here. Same thing with mattress, but if it's information that I have that I know people would want and can find useful, then I can use that information and write about it. I don't have to have a link for it. I don't have to have a picture for it, but it's still useful information. I'm still using my key phrase that people can come and search and find information on it. That's what your whole website's about. Yes, we're selling things for these companies, but for you to be able to get access on Google, Google wants you to have relevant content that people are searching for, not advertising, because companies can pay Google all day to advertise for them. Google wants the mass populace to be able to come to their site and search for things that they're looking for that is outside an advertising company. So that's why they want relevant content, useful content that people can use. So that's when I say, if you have a page you want to write about and don't have not one affiliate to go in it, still write that page because it's relevant material for Google. Every page you write doesn't have to have a link on it. You still want to have at least 2 to 3 pictures on your page, depending on the size of the page, but that doesn't mean it has to be linked. Trust me, if you're here long enough, if you don't give up and you stay with this business, you will get access to affiliates that you can come back later and link your pages with. I've done it. I've been doing it since I started. I'll write something I like and not have one affiliate, and 3, 4, 5 months later, I'll get one and I'll remember, oh, I got to go back and put this in that page. It'll work great. So if you have an idea you want to write about it. Google
Okay.
likes that kind
I
of
just
thing.
sent you the pictures.
Okay, will do. So now we're down to our close. So let's go look at our SEO and see we still have the same things. Everything's still good. See, now I'm up to 546 words. So my greens are outweighing my reds, and these are all going to change once I put pretty up my website, basically pretty up my page. So I'll get my links, I'll get my images and everything put in there later. So now I'm going to go to clothing. Okay. All right.
Oh, no,
SEO is the same thing as your image, internal links, and outbound links. So now we're going to go and figure those out. So I'm going to get rid of my Jaxie and get rid of Google. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to open up my tab to my market sites. And I'm going to go to CJ. And I am going to go to my links, go to search, and this will only pull up my links, not anyone that I have to get approval for. These are just mine. And I'm going to type in keyword, I'm going to type in bedding, and hopefully that will pull up mattresses and beddings. All right, so so here I've typed in bedding, so it put up all kind of things that I can get. Here's my Alpha Smart for my Alpha homes, where it can come up and do my security, do control, sort of like Alexa, control thermostat, all that good stuff. Here's decorating if somebody wants to just redecorate everything. Here's bedding.com that has all kind of bed sheets and stuff like that. So I know I'm going to use that one. So let me find a good one I want to use. Baby bedding. I don't want to use baby bedding. Bedding sets. There we go. So I'm just going to grab this one and hit get code. And I'm going to come here and get my click URL. I'm going to copy that, go back to my website, go up to bedding. Did I even put bedding in there? I don't think I did.
No, ma'am, you did not.
But we can put it in here with pillows.
Pillow talk.
Yeah. Where can I put it? Yeah, I put somewhere where you need to change the sheets. I need to add some more to this. Okay, where did I put that? All right, I hear TV on in the background, so all right, so right here, change sheets. So we're going to hit that. And I always like to use phrases, not just words. And since I'm in Classic, I have my own toolbar in Classic. So I'm going to click on the link bar. I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to open link in a new tab and hit my update. And then I'm going to bold it. And since I am in Classic block, I can change this to any color I want. So I want to make it more of a rust color. Okay, so there's that. So we did sheets. So now let's go back and see what else we have. I want to get this one for the housing, for the temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and get my smart house. And like I said, if you don't have a link, don't put one in there. Just leave it for information. My room temperature to my desire. And I'm going to paste that in there, open in a new tab. And again, if I'm in the same paragraph, I like to stay with the same color theme. All right, so now let's see what else we have in CJ. Setting goes a while. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to mattresses. Okay, so this one has aero beds, beauty rest, spring mattresses, factory outlet store. Here's one. This is one that they say has the air cool in it. Okay, so let's do that one. I'm going to get code. And I'm just going to copy new mattress and mattress pad. Add my link. And this is a paragraph block. So it's a little different. I can't. Okay, where'd it go? Get my link button. Paste. Open a new tab and apply. Didn't hit my apply. But I can bold it and maybe italicize it. Hold on just a minute. Sorry about that. My granddaughter needed her shoes untied. All right. So we did that one. So we did that for our mattresses. Let's see if I have another mattress besides the Kiesler. I think that might be it. All right, there's one for LexMod. We can use that one as another one. All right, so we're going to put that. And I'm going to do researcher mattress again. Okay. So now we're going to go here and let's see if we can research pillows. Let's see, we got somebody in the chat. Going to do pillow. See what we find there. Do I have everybody still with me?
Yep.
All right. All right, so here's one for medical. They actually have pillows and cushion supplies in a medical discount store. I don't know if I want to go that route. Might have to because they don't have very much. We can use this one because this one not only has pillows and bedding, so we can use this when they can find what they need there. And I'm going to do this. The right pillow will enable your body. And we're going to do link. And bold. Okay. Now, this is where it can get interesting right here because I'm talking about clothing for the occasion or clothes for the occasion. I have a page in my website already dedicated to women's clothing. So I don't want to go back and have to do another. I'm not going to pull out links. I want them to go to my clothing page. So I'm going to go to here and type in clothes. All right, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to pull up this page here and I'm going to grab this permalink. And then I'm going to come back to this page. So shopping for the right nightwear. Open my link. Paste that in there and it's an internal link. Now I always open mine in a new tab. You do not have to because they're coming right back to your link. So that's totally up to you. You don't have to link it or open it in a new tab. I just do just in case they don't like that page. They can come right back to the page that they were on and continue shopping or reading. So again, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to click Save Draft. And then in my conclusion, I want to link them straight to my wine club. So I am going to pull up my links that I have. And I always use my marketing links because that's where I have all my internal links that I want to use. And I'm just going to find one that has my wine club in it. Where are you at? Thought it was right here. Right there. So I'm going to get this one. And I don't want them to join. I actually want them to look through my wine site for the simple fact that there's so much on there now. They can, get the cheese. They can get, the wine as a customer or, just explains a whole lot of things to them. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to bold that, maybe do an italics. So then I'm going to hit Save Draft. Okay, so now that is saved. So now let's look and we should be green and green. So now it says I don't have any images, which I know I don't. So we're going to go back through here. And I'm just going to click on here and I'm going to start adding some images. And this one is actually going to be just a regular image. And I'm going to look in my media library and see if I have anything in there that pertains to bedding. And I know I do. That's the count right here. Perfect. There we go. And I'm going to type in my alternative text, which is your alternative text is always going to be your key phrase. And I'm going to click select. And then I'm just going to align it to center. There we go. There we go. And so now I'm going to come here, and I may not have one for that yet. I'm still thinking about this. I do have one for mattresses. So again, I'm just going to open a block, and I think I might do a gallery. And again, I'm going to go to my media library, and I'm going to find pictures that depict mattresses. So we have this one. I think I just used that one. I know I got another one in here because I did a whole thing on this before, or similar to it. Where are you? My family's ordering pizza. I want to see how this is going to turn out since I'm not doing it. Okay, that's my kitty bed. I know I got more people beds in here somewhere.
Can't you just click up on your search bar and put beds?
If you have them named.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I can actually use that one for bathing. Wait a minute, what's that one? That might be a good one to use. I might throw that one in there. All right, and so then your gallery, you can actually swap it around. So I'm gonna have the bed, the soap, and then basically give them a brief overview. All right, and insert this into the gallery. So now I have that. I'm not going to put anything for pillow talk, although I might come back later. Same thing with here for, I'm going to do a gallery for my pictures on this one. And I know I have some lingerie in here. Okay, those are dresses. I don't want the dresses. So a little bit risque, but still it's lingerie. Create a gallery.
Hey, Sheila, how do you spell risque?
RISQUE, I think. Put me on the spot. All right, so there's that, and then conclusion.
Do that. You did good.
All right, and then here I'm going to come here. I hit my enter button so I can get my tab, and as always, I have to put my wine lady. She's all the way down here in the bottom. I wish there's a way I can fix it to where she's always on top, but can't find it. I know she. I see my daughter, isn't she beautiful?
Like her mother.
Why, thank you.
I was going to say the same thing.
I think that's her. There you go. And I just want to center her and make it a little bit smaller. I don't want it too big. And my alternative text, if you see this box pop up, this is where your focus key phrase goes. And there's that. So, and then because I have a caption, I can actually link this caption, and I'm going to link it to my wine because I'm holding a glass of wine. Open a new tab. So I'm linking my caption. So now I'm going to save my draft, and basically this page is done. So we're going to check our SEO and see what I'm missing. So everything is good now. I got outbound links, internal links, key phrase links. So everything is green. I don't have any reds.
I was going to say that before you even got down there. I think you've taken care of all of it.
Yep. And so this has no reds. So I'm green and green all the way across. So I'm just going to go through and make sure everything is where I want it to be, how I want it to look. I'm going to click Save Draft one more time. And then I want to preview it. And I always click on the preview beside the update or the publish, because then it opens in a different tab. And I can actually see it. Then that way, if there's anything I need to fix, I can always go back in and fix it. So there's that. I got a few pictures. So good. So I got about 3 pictures or categories. There's actually 4. So that's good. So I'm going to go back to my page and just make sure. And then what I want to do is I want to select a feature image. And this is going to be a page, or a picture that I want to represent my page whenever it shows up. So no matter what type of forum I put it in or what type of media outlet I put it in, this picture will represent my page. So what do I want to put?
I like that top left one. It said because it just it's a highlight to everything you got in there. You're gonna.
Yeah, but I want something that's going to have a link on it for my site. Okay. So I could actually do elegant and refined. That will take them to a different website, but I just want to represent this. So I'm just going to put me in there. So I'll put that in there. So that's going to be my featured image. And then I'm going to save the draft so that it updates that. And then I'm just going to click publish. And so once it's published, so now this page is viewable for people to look at. So if they go into Google and they click on sleep tips or anything like that. Okay, so if they type in, sleeping tips, yeah, you did, or sleep or anything like that. My son came in and gave me a kiss on the cheek, and he's like, "I got you, Mom," because he knew I couldn't say anything. I was like, so anyway, my page is searchable. Now, if I want to, this page, say, okay, I want to put it in my website. So then I'm going to go to appearance and I'm going to go to menus. And as you can see, it's going to have my most recent because that's how I have it set. And there's the page I just created. So I'm going to click this page and I'm going to click to add it to my menu. All right. So then it's going to be at the very bottom of my page.
Hey, Sheila.
Yes.
Real quick, you said that you just created, said best alternative to cable TV. I thought we was talking about best restful night's sleep.
Is that what I put in there?
Yes.
It did, didn't it? Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
Oh, you're fine. I'm glad you caught it because it must haven't updated yet. So let's go back and check. So view all. And what did I say it was? Restful.
Should be under better.
Is it better? Was
Yeah.
it better, restful?
Better sleep.
Yeah.
Better sleep
Better
tips.
sleep. Yeah, my
Better
son's
sleep
got me
tips.
all discombobulated.
Better sleep.
There you go.
There it is.
So just click on that and I'm going to click add to menu. And the reason it did is if I would have opened it up in another tab, it would have shown it as the first one that I created, but I hadn't updated it. I went straight to it from the page I created it. So that's why it didn't show up. So I'm just going to add it to there. It went to the very bottom of my menu structure. And then I'm going to move it. So just drop and drag it to where you want it to go. And this is going to be under, where do I want to put it? Don't we have one for sleep, or did I take it totally out? I think it was under health. Health and fitness, is that where we had? Because I took all my sleep stuff out. Is that where I want it? And I might move it later. I'm not sure. But I'm going to leave it there for right now. Got where I want it. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Like I said, I might come back later and change it. So once you have it, you just want to make sure you click Save Your Menu. And once it's done, it will actually come up and say Menu Saved. All right, so your menu has been updated, and then I can go to Visit My Site. And I can scroll down to wherever I put it, Health and Fitness, and there's my page. And the reason I have it in all caps, because if I decide to come back later and create another page and I want to put a drop down menu, maybe I just want to talk about pillows, or maybe talk about how red wine helps with health issues, then I have a category to where I can put sleep tips in. So that's why I put it in all caps. If you didn't want it to be potentially a menu item later, then you wouldn't have to use all caps. But if you want it to be a menu item, or potentially maybe later on down the road, you want it to be a menu item, you want to make sure it's all in caps. So that way they know it stands out. So that's how you create a page.
I think it reads better when it's all caps.
Yeah, it does, but you don't always have to have it in all caps. Like I said, if you're not going to use it in your menu structure, maybe later, then you can use it in, like this one, have alternating upper and lowercase letters in it. So in about an hour and a half, I created a page from beginning to end. Well, not really that, but just taking an old page that we have, created a new page with it, based on my own experience. And that's how you would create a page. There's people, you say you're not writers. You don't have to be. All you have to do is put your own experience on paper. No matter what the topic is, you can always create a topic. Or if you just have an experience and you're like, well, how can I make this into a page, or how can I write about this or tell people about this? Write the page first on, in a Word document, and come up with the title as you're writing. You never want to come up with the title after you've started writing on a page, because the computer will assign it a title, and you'll have to go in and change the slug and change everything just like you would if it was a published page. So that's one of the things you want to make sure. You don't have to write like me. You don't have to write like Paul or Rory or anybody else, or even your own instructor. You need to write your way. Write how you talk to people, or how you want to come across to people. Write about what you're interested. Write about what you know. If you come across the page in your website and you don't like it, you don't like the way it's written, but you like the topic, you like the content that it's saying, you just don't like the way they wrote it, or that's not how you would perceive it, or how you would tell about people about it, then that's where you come in and start block by block by block, putting your own words into that, and getting rid of what's in there. You want to make it your own. You don't have to write like me, because like I said, I write about 3 or 4 pages a week in my website. Not all of them get published. Some of them go to draft. Some of them I have in private. Just for me, journal. I do journal sometime, and I don't want that published for people. But who knows, I might get some ideas based on my journaling. Just things that you see, write down, topics, things that you like, things that you want people to come across. Miss Tony wrote an excellent article on Rush Limbaugh and what he's getting ready to go through. You know, with his crisis, you know, he found out he had 4-stage lung cancer with no symptoms whatsoever. So, and I mean, my husband listens to him every day, every week. I mean, every day. And just to hear him talk about what he's going through and her point of view of his situation is amazing. You know, things like that. It can be political, but you don't want it to be to where you're going to put off people. Um, you can talk about, you know, things in your yard, you know, things that's going on in your life. There's people out there that will relate to everything that you have. Put in. No, I don't need any widgets in my page. You don't have to have widgets. Widgets are something totally different. We'll talk about that later. But you know, different things that you can do about, you know, that you talk about. You know, my personal issue that I've told people about it and people's asked me about it was my weight loss. I mean, if y'all seen my pictures, I have no qualms about showing you. I'll show you my pictures in my media library. It's me 2.5 years ago at a Renaissance festival that we have here in Charlotte. And that was me. I weighed about almost 300 pounds right there. That's me. And I was not happy.
Cute.
You know, I'm not a big boned person that I could carry that weight. So when I talk about I had night sweats, you know, and just I was miserable all the time, it was not fun. And I really took Valentis. This was me last September. Um, Big difference. Nothing but Valentis. This is me and my daughter in August. Um, Big difference between that and this. Big difference. I'm about 82 pounds lighter, almost a whole person. And all I've done is Valentis. I haven't been to the gym. I haven't changed my diet. I still eat the same things I've always eaten. I just eat less of it because I'm not hungry. I find myself not eating. And I have to be careful. I don't take the Valentis twice a day because if I do, I will not eat. It just curbs my appetite to that much. I do it once a day in the mornings and I eat first. And after I eat, I drink my Valentis hot chocolate or coffee, depending on what I'm in the mood for. And then I usually have a snack about 10 or 11 o'clock. And then I eat dinner that night. I don't eat anything. I don't snack in between because I'm not hungry. Usually I'm on the phone with students, or I'm writing a page, or I'm advertising. I'm doing something in my website, but I don't have that craving. Or I'm with my grandson or granddaughter, taking care of them. So I'm busy. I don't Eating has become an inconvenience for me, if that makes any sense. Um, and by me not having that craving to eat, I don't have to stop and make myself eat. Um, that's the one thing about the Valentis. And that's the good thing about this turbo that I've been doing is I can feel my body metabolism picking up because I can feel myself burning fat. That's why you're sweating. That's why you get the flashes when you're taking that thermo, is because it's literally heating your body from the inside, melting fat. So that's why you sweat. So that's why I have to make sure I'm staying busy. Um, so depending on how the side effects of that, I might have to cut that in half if it's too much. Because I was anorexic when I was in college because of my weight issues. I went from being too heavy to too thin. I was hospitalized for about a week and a half from malnourishment. I couldn't remember the last time I had eaten. It was just, you know, I didn't water. If I drank anything, it was grapefruit juice, which was even worse because everybody knows grapefruit is a natural fat reducer. It breaks down fat. So I was hospitalized for that for a long time, and I had to move out of my apartment, move back in with my mother, or I was going to be put in an institution until I gained like 10 pounds. I couldn't do that. So um, so I went through the ringer with this weight thing. After I had my got pregnant with my daughter, that was the biggest worry. Was my doctor had to monitor me to make sure I ate to stay healthy for her. because of, you know, when you get pregnant, you gain weight, you know,
Right.
and that was my big thing. So after I had my son, it was just like, you know, hey, I'm already fat. What's the worry? I'm just, you know, I didn't try anymore. But when I saw that picture of me, my daughter took that, and it was just like, it was just about a year before I got into Triple R. And when Rory said, Debbie called me and said, hey, Rory's wanting us to do this test on this weight loss coffee. I was like, what do I need to do? Where I need to sign up? I'm already in the gym, and I hate going to the gym. I hate dressing in a locker. I hate people staring at me, you know, looking like, why is that fat lady on that machine? You know, it just was not comfortable for me. Machinery was not something that I excelled at. And by me being a student athlete, I was miserable because I know that wasn't me. I had just given up on trying. And so this kind of was a kickstart. So now I'm at the point now I have to get into the gym or do something because I have so much saggy skin. I can see it in my neck. I'm getting that turkey neck because I just have so much saggy skin from the weight loss. So I got to do something to tone it. But I still only do it once a day if because I can't do it twice. I just will not eat, and I cannot go back and have a relapse of being an anorexic, not at my age. And that's a potential. Once you've been anorexic, it's not hard to trigger it. It's hard to come out of it. And if you go through it again, most of the time we don't come out of it a second time. So I have to be very cautious of what I take, so that I don't trigger that reaction again. My husband's very good about that. He'll have you eaten? What have you eaten? So, but yeah, Valentis is a really good product. Now, I know there's people say, well, I haven't seen any results in it. You know, I've been taking it forever and I don't see any results. And the first thing I ask is, have you read the instructions on how to take it? Because I know there's a lot of people, they'll just drink it like they do. And it plainly says to eat first and then take it. And
Wow.
that's the difference is you have to eat first before you drink it, because there's a compound in the coffee that breaks down that food slowly so that it fuels your body throughout the day. If you're eating and drinking or just drinking that, it's not going to work the way it's supposed to do, because it doesn't have anything to break down to fuel your body. It still has to fuel your body. So read the instructions on that, and it will tell you to eat first and then drink your coffee. It will show a big difference in your weight loss on it. So that's my rant.
Well, see, let me throw a little something in here. I'm a grateful recovering drug addict, and I came from the problem doing speed so much that I didn't eat. My stomach was really small, and I didn't eat regularly. So when I got clean, and then how are you going to keep from gaining all weight? Because in treatment, they had little Debbie cakes in the buffet tables. I went, oh man, me and little Debbie go way back. So I started putting on some weight, but even years, I got 21 years, 2 months and some odd days now clean.
Wow.
That I still forget to eat. And I did that here just the other day. I had set something out of the cabinet and I was going to fix for supper. And when I got ready to go to bed, I saw it sitting there. I go, you haven't eaten supper yet, have you? It's too late to eat now. So, you know, I still go through those days when I just simply forgot to eat. I was in here on the computer or I was doing something and I just simply forgot to eat.
Yep. And it happens. I go through days like that and I have to catch myself. If I didn't have my husband, you know, because he asked me all the time, or even if my grandkids weren't here, there would be days I would not eat, because when he's gone on trips, on business trips, and it's just me, I catch myself going 2-3 days and not eating properly. You know, I might get an apple or banana or something like that.
Because I keep giving to me, what have you eaten today? I go, I'm sure I ate something.
So be very cautious when you start the Valentis and do it properly. Once your body acclimates to it, and it takes it about good 2 weeks before your body gets registered that, hey, I got something in there, and it actually will start working. Watch yourself, because if you're not used to it, you'll find yourself going and not eating properly, and not eating at all. And then next thing you know, you start getting headaches or you start feeling fatigued. And it's because you're not eating properly. But it does require you to eat at least 30 minutes before you actually drink the coffee.
Okay,
So
yeah, you didn't say that the other day when you first mentioned you eat first. I drink my coffee first. When I get up,
yeah,
I drink my coffee
yeah,
first, and then I eat. So I'm doing it
you're
backwards.
doing
I'm
it
like, uh-oh.
backwards. Yeah, and a lot of people do that. So if you do that first, eat, or at least be in the process of eating while you're making your coffee, it will make a big difference in your weight loss.
Well, my amount that I eat per meal is already decreased. I get full a lot faster
Yeah,
as a result.
it will.
So I'm already seeing that.
Okay, so so that's that. So I'm going to open it up. I was going to go over response magic, but that's going to be a whole nother hour. We'll do that next week on how to utilize your response magic on this. So you want to make sure, number one, that you do have registered for response magic. I'm going to go ahead and pull mine up because I want people to be aware. So this, as you can see, it says response magic. This says Platinum Synergy. They're the same company. Platinum Synergy is the parent company of Response Magic. So if you're going in and say, hey, I can't get into my Response Magic, make sure when you click on it, it does say Response Magic up here, okay? So I'm going to log in. Now, when you log into Response Magic, this is how it should look, okay? But when you first come into it and you get to your screen, it says click here to log in as an affiliate. If you have not signed up as an affiliate for Response Magic and you are an instructor and you're still sending them to go to the Triple R training to log in, they're logging in under Rory's affiliate program. So whenever they decide to upgrade, because once you get 100 names in your Response Magic list, they will send you a reminder saying, hey, you've reached your free quota, and they'll send you a list of how much they charge after that, because there's a fee after 100 students or after 100 names in your list. It's $17.95 for a free program, for the full access to everything. If you upgrade or have a student to upgrade, you don't get that commission. You don't get that residual income. So you want to make sure, if you are, even if you're not, if you're just a student and you're marketing this program, you want to make sure you are an affiliate so that you have your own link to market. Because this is a great lead generator for different companies that they can put it on their website, they can put it on their blog pages, they can release it through their company information to generate leads. And if they sign up for it as a business, you can make some great money as a residual income with that. So make sure that you have signed up as an affiliate. And if you have, it will look like this. And this is completely different, but as you can see, you get links that you can send and put in your pages to create pages. And it tells you make 10% commission on anybody that signs up. This one is 40% if they sign up for SMS, which is your mobile marketing with your phones. So make sure that you are in both programs. This one is for personal use. All right, this one is for business. So just make sure that you are in both programs. And it helps if you have different login informations. So, just make sure that you are in both programs, okay? So next week, I'll be going over how to utilize this information, how you can set up an autoresponder so that when you, especially those of you that are in V marketing, if you're not putting those people that you're getting responses from in your response magic and sending them those autoresponders that you create, then you're not staying in touch with them. Even though you sent your 3 texts, you can set up an autoresponder in your response magic. So I'll be going over that next week. So that's all I have for right now. So I'm going to open it up. We have a few minutes for anybody with some questions about what we went over today, or anything that you might want to see me do in the next few minutes.
Hey Sheila, I have a question.
Okay.
When you're on a page and you hit that delete the catch, Does that do it just off that page, or does it do it off your whole website?
Your website.
The whole website, doesn't matter what page you're in?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
If you do it from the dashboard, you're more likely to clear everything out.
Okay.
Yep. But that's just for your website. It's not for your computer.
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget my names.
I got them. Okay. Oh, no. How many for your, it doesn't matter. If you want to cross market on your page, you can put as many links on your page as you want. You just want to make sure that every link that you put in is relevant to the page you're talking about. So just like the page I created, you know, it was talking about the you know, how to get sleep. I don't want to put anything in there on travel, you know, unless I'm talking about, you know, which I could probably put in there how when you travel in a different mattress, it affects your sleep pattern, you know, so that could be a way that I could have incorporate a travel in this page. But you know, you want to make sure that if you're putting a cross marketing link in your page, that it actually is relevant to what you're talking about in your page. You don't want it to be off the wall, you know, something. Just like with this one, at the end of it, I linked it to my wine because, hey, if they've done all of this stuff and they still can't sleep, then it's probably due to stress, which then they can, you know, like I said, drink a glass of red wine, get a good book and relax, get, you know, go somewhere else. And so you just want to make sure that if you use multiple links, like with this one, I got 4 different links. You know, I got one to mattresses, I got one to housing system, I got one to bedding. So, and then I have one wine. So I got 4 different, you know, and then I got my internal link where they can go and read a whole page on how to get women's clothing, you know, shopping for women's clothing. I think I might actually have one in there, a link for some menswear too. So, but you just want to make sure that everything ties in when you're putting links in. Okay. All right, who's next?
Yeah, Sheila.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Miss Estelle?
Good, thank you. And you feeling better?
No, the weather
Oh.
won't cooperate, but it's all right. Like I said, I've been living with this since I was 10. So
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, my God.
I've learned to deal.
Oh, boy. I do have a question about Google AdSense.
Okay.
Okay, let's say that your both lights are green for readability and SEO, but if you have a red light under either one or both,
That doesn't matter.
I'm sorry?
If you, I think I know where you're talking about. So like with me, it's just from writing. Mine's always green and green. So, but you're saying if one of them has one category, like if one of these were red.
Correct. Will you not get Google AdSense?
No, all they're worrying about is this.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. As long as these are green and green, you're fine. However, to get a better rating, you want as few reds as possible down here. So if you can get rid of all of them, that's fine. You're always probably going to have at least one. A lot of people have trouble with the transition and the other one, the keep
Passive.
whatever. Yeah, passive. That's always seems to be an issue with some people. I have some pages that are that way. I don't worry about it. As long as your main overall is green and green, Google is okay with that.
Okay, thank you.
And the good thing about it is as you get confident in your abilities to write, when you come back and go through your website and find these pages and update them, your writing ability will change. So you'll be able to go through and either add more content, or like me, I'm going through some of my older pages and going, man, I can't even believe I got anybody reading this, you know, and change it. You know, don't change your key phrases or anything because they're good, but just change the way you write. You'll be surprised how you mature in your writing, and you'll go back to some of your older pages and you'll be able to write them and get rid of those reds. But don't, as long as your overall is green and green, Google's okay with that. They're okay with an orange, but not too much. They prefer green. If you have anything red, unless you're advertising specifically for that, Google won't pick it up. They won't advertise it on their own. You have to actually put it in advertising. It won't be on Google search if you have a red. But as long as it's green and green, you'll be fine.
Okay. Okay. And next week, when you go over Response Magic, could you also go over how we can test if the Response Magic on our page works or not?
You should be able to send it to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, if I send it to myself, well, I should get an email saying that.
As long as you use a different email. Now, Response Magic, because it works on, it's sort of like Google. You click it on your own ad. So if it recognizes the email that you registered with, it won't send it because
Okay.
it knows that it's you. They do have a test where you can send a test email out so you can do the test. What you can do is if you have a different email, have it sent out to your email. Have it set
Okay.
up to the different email, because I send it to my husband all the time. You know, especially if I'm creating a new autoresponder, I'll send it to him and he'll text me. He said, "Did you just send me something?" Yeah, I did. You know, so because it's listed under his name and email. It doesn't have anything to do with me. But if it has something, you know, if they can relate it back to you somehow or some way, most of the time you won't get it.
So if you just use a different email, but you can use your same name,
Yeah.
it should work.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And sometimes it might take it a few hours or even a day before they get it. They might not always get it exactly when you send it. It might, because they do have a time frame. That's a lot what other people don't realize is that if you have it set up as an autoresponder, then they'll send it. But if it's after a certain time frame, I think it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, it won't get sent till the following day.
Okay.
So there is a time frame that they will send out information. So you just, and it just depends on what it is, on what it's on how it's sent out.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I play with Response Magic all the time. I have boards for everything. I mean, I have signups for my website. I have signups for my V-marketing. I have signups for my Helium. I have signups for just my students. So each thing that I have, it has a board, so I know where those people come from that sign up, and I know how to market to them. So if they come in and it's on a V-marketing board, then I know they signed up on my V-marketing magnet. If they come in under my student board, then I know that they're just my students and I know how to market with them. If they come in through my website, you know, then I know I can market anything to them. The other thing you want to do is when you do set up with your Response Magic marketing, you don't want to just always send them, you know, hey, sign up for this or do that. You want to send them relevant material. Like on my header, I have them, if they came in through V-marketing, I was like, thank you for signing up for my V-marketing list. I've registered you. You'll be sending any emails, and then I'll also be sending you emails, you know, for various topics that I think you might be interested in. And one of them is my recipe page, and it's got a full email talking about, hey, here's summer's coming up, you know, or when this one I finished was winter, you know, with the winter cold weather coming up, I got some great recipes for some soups and stews that you might be interested in. And so it's on my autoresponder. Now I'm getting ready to do another one that's going to be for spring and summer, you know, for barbecues and cookouts and, you know, just little tidbits for pool parties and things like that. That'll be on my autoresponder, and I set it up to go out like, you know, as soon as they register, they get a thank you email. Then 3 days later, they get another email. Then 10 days later, they get another email. So I have it spaced out so that it's not coming right on top of each other. And one of them's inviting them to the Monday night wine training, and another one is to invite them to the Wednesday night wine and dine, so that they can put it on their calendar. So next week's going to be, you know, if you want to know how to use Response Magic, that's what I'm going to be going over on how to do that, because it's lengthy. There's a lot that's going on in there that people are not utilizing, and I think will actually help their website and traffic coming to their website.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yes, it will.
All right. So anybody else?
What
got
was your family successful in getting the pizza without you?
I don't know. It's gotten really quiet. So either they're eating or they've gone outside to play in the snow. I mean, the pizza place is only like 10 minutes down the road. So, I got a feeling they're back outside playing in the snow until it quits. I don't think it's going to last that long, but it'll be all right.
What snowstorm? You have to tell this recluse, you know, I'm a recluse. What
We-
snowstorm? What are you talking about?
We don't have, we're getting snow here in North Carolina, well, in Charlotte.
Because I'm in Richmond, and really, I mean, I didn't hear anything for Richmond yet.
Yeah, we were only supposed to be getting rain, but yeah, it started snowing. We woke up in the sun. It was sunny and breezy. I mean, it was
Yeah.
cold, but it was sunny. But now it's cloudy and it started snowing about
No, I
40
see the
minutes ago.
cloudy, but I don't see.
That's probably come from my area over here in Arkansas, because they did
Yeah.
get, a lot of people got some snow. I got some sprinkling in the morning, but it was gone because the rain overshadowed it. So you guys are probably getting the snow that come up from our way.
How does snow come up from the south? I don't understand that.
If
Because
it comes through Georgia, if it comes through Georgia and through the Gulf, somehow we get snow. If it comes through the mountains or through the north, we don't get it. We'll get rain.
Okay.
So it just depends on which direction it comes from. It has to do with the thermals in the air.
right. Because if mine comes across from west across the top, the mountains around here will deflect it, and I won't get any of that. Even when it looks like it's headed straight for me, I won't get any of it because
Yep.
they're not tall mountains, but they're mountain enough that it shifts it.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording unless there's anything else anybody wants me to go over. All right, somebody's asking for, let me get that out here. Hold on. If you don't have my YouTube channel, I'm going to post it in the chat, and all this will be uploaded as soon as it gets finished downloading. I don't edit it at all. So you'll be able to hear all of our conversations. Anything that we went over, you'll be able to see it. So go to the chat and you'll be able to see my YouTube link, and it'll be there, like I said, as soon as everything gets downloaded.
And that one last week with the snippet helped me a lot, but
Well,
I still had trouble. But I had to go take a copy of my driver's license on my copier because I think the reflection from the video or the camera or something may have been interfering.
Yeah, if they can't see, if it's for helium, if there's any distortion on there, they'll reject it. It has to be almost perfect, almost like you sent them the actual one. So yeah.
But I've sent these pictures other places for different things and had no problem.
No problem with it.
This
Yeah.
has been a nightmare.
Yeah. I'm glad you got it up. All right. Is there anybody else? Anything else y'all want me to go over real quick?
Thank you, Sheila. That was great.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank
Y'all have a
you.
good one. I
All
gotta
right,
get
bye-bye.
bye-bye. I
Thank
gotta get
you.
Pat some names.